and welcome to Wednesday Debate Live with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Tonight we'll be talking more about Egypt's pivotal voice in Davos 2026. Egypt's presence at the World Economic Forum in Davos is a powerful affirmation that the nation remains the mother of the world, an enduring cradle of civilization and a gateway between continents, and also a rising engine of global progress. In Davos, Egypt, but it's shaping the agenda. It's opening doors and it's turning vision into action. From the President's dialogue with the international business leaders and the World Economic Forum's top leadership to Egypt's bold economic reforms, the private empowerment and also strategic investment incentives like green hydrogen, like digital transformation, and also the high-tech industries. And the message is there very clear, which is Egypt is confidently steering its future. So we have also the Novi platform that is accelerating renewable energy investments and the Suez Canal economic zone. Well, lots and lots of details that we are going to tackle with our distinctive guest tonight, Dr. Khalid Youssef Kamel, who is the member of the Experts Committee, Egypt's Vision 2030. We're discussing how our country has moved forward, more resilient, more attractive to foreign direct investment. This sense of momentum happening in Davos as a whole. But first, let's have a look at the top stories of the day, with the Egyptian-American relations once again demonstrating their depth and strategic weight as President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met with U.S. President Trump on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos. The meeting reflected the solidarity and the solidity of the long-standing partnership built on mutual respect, shared interests, and the common vision for regional and global stability. During the talks, President al-Sisi underscored Egypt's commitment to elevating bilateral relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership with a strong focus on expanding economic and trade cooperation. And in this context, both sides had highlighted the importance of convening the second round of the Egyptian-American Economic Forum in 2026, signaling a shared determination to unlock new investment opportunities and also to deepen the private sector collaboration. President Trump, in turn, expressed clear appreciation for Egypt's pivotal role and for President al-Sisi's leadership in advancing development and the political stability and security at home and across the region. The discussions extended to pressing regional issues where Egypt's diplomatic weight was evident. The President welcomed the U.S. initiative to establish a peace council and praised Washington's role in halting the war in Gaza and advancing the agreements, reaffirming Egypt's readiness to support full implementation and accelerate early recovery and expand humanitarian assistance. The two leaders also aligned on efforts to end the conflict in Sudan, address developments in Lebanon, and pursue constructive solutions to the Nile water issue under international law, areas that all underscore Egypt's central role in safeguarding regional balance. So, as we've mentioned, the President is charting the path for sustainable peace, for inclusive growth and strategic global cooperation. Let's watch this report and we'll be back.
Egypt's participation in the 56th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos under the theme "A Spirit of Dialogue" marks a defining moment in the country's global diplomatic and economic engagement. The widely recognized as a premier platform where world leaders from government, business, civil society and academia convene to confront shared challenges, accelerate innovation and forge cooperative pathways for prosperity. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's presence and contributions have not only reaffirmed Egypt's role as a constructive global actor, but have also positioned the nation as a crucial interlocutor on matters of peace, stability, economic development. In his address, President Sisi emphasized the importance of multilateral dialogue and enhanced collaboration as foundational pillars for addressing pressing international challenges. The President underscored the need for all nations to work collectively in embracing technological innovation, particularly digital transformation and artificial intelligence, while ensuring that such progress benefits all segments of the society. Drawing on Egypt's ongoing economic reform program, President highlighted the strides made in stabilizing macroeconomic indicators, inspiring investor confidence, and improving legislative and fiscal frameworks to support entrepreneurship and competitiveness. Central to President Sisi's message was a call for the peaceful resolution of conflicts and restoration of regional stability. The President reiterated that sustainable peace requires unwavering adherence to international law, respect for sovereignty, and the pursuit of negotiated solutions. The President placed the Palestinian cause at the forefront of regional priorities, affirming Egypt's historic role in seeking a just and comprehensive settlement based on a two-state framework and international legitimacy. President Sisi also participated in a high-level dialogue with around 70 international business leaders, highlighting Egypt's economic progress and its private sector-led developmental strategy. The President outlined reforms including a public investment ceiling, the state ownership policy document, and an expanded privatization program which have boosted the private investment. The President emphasized incentives for priority sectors such as electric vehicles, the IT, pharmaceuticals, and green hydrogen, alongside with major infrastructure upgrades, digital transformation, and the Suez Canal economic zone. He noted that Egypt's improved macroeconomic indicators and invited investors to seize opportunities in Egypt's stable growth-oriented market. In fact, Egypt's participation at Davos 2026 underscores its role as a central geopolitical and economic anchor, shaping dialogue, driving cooperation, and advancing sustainable development across the Middle East regions and beyond.
We're back, and we are honored to have with us His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Mohamed Hegazy, former assistant to the Foreign Minister, to read with us the breaking news in the Davos meeting between His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and U.S. President Trump, and how it redefined the scope of Egyptian-American strategic cooperation. Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening to you, Tyree.
You're reading Ambassador Hegazy, to what extent would this sense of coordination and agreed consultations among Gaza, we have Sudan, as well as Nile water security, translate later into a sustainable framework for long-term stability in the region?
Indeed, Tyree, this is one of the most important meetings after the summit in Sharm el-Sheikh between the two presidents. I think the issues that has been discussed was strategic and important, and overall shows the cordial relations and the depth and the mutual consent of both leaders towards the contingent issues, particularly this of Gaza, and in light of the application of the implementation of the second phase of the ceasefire, and the understanding of both parties that the Peace Council, one of the three governance bodies that is to take shape in Gaza in this second phase, one is the Peace Council, in which Egypt was invited. President Sisi himself expressed his willingness to accept the invitation of President Trump, and President Trump mentioned that the Peace Council will be gathered from great leaders, including President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and this afternoon also a declaration from regional Arab and Islamic countries, including Egypt, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and also Pakistan, has expressed their willingness to join the Peace Council, which will definitely give guidance to the second phase. And President Trump raised with President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi the issue of the Ethiopian dam, and the issue was tackled in detail. President Trump regrets the participation of the American previous administrations in financing this huge installation on the international river, and time has come to correct this miscalculation by his administration. At the same time, he was praised by President Fattah el-Sisi for being ready to reach an agreement. In his first mandate, President Trump led from October 2019 till February 2020, 6 rounds of talks under the auspices of the American administration, represented by the Minister of Finance as well as the head of the World Bank. Both have led the discussion between Egypt and Ethiopia and Sudan, leading to an agreement that was to be signed on the 22nd of February, but the Ethiopian delegation did not arrive to the signing ceremony. Egypt initialed the agreement. So the agreement at that time was coupled with certain few points to be discussed, and also it was at that time where the dam was not completed to discuss the filling and management of and discharging system when the dam is completed. Now we have a completed installation that requires a legally binding agreement. President Trump has promised President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi clearly that his administration will work hard to rectify the wrong finance of such a huge installation that threatens the livelihood of Egypt and Sudan. And he mentioned that when he remembered the Nile, he always remembered Egypt. So no one has the right to prevent Egypt from enjoying its historical rights, where 120 million people depend on the Nile. The discussion went further to identify the next phase, where President Trump promised to bring the parties together to reach an agreement. This was, I think, the second most important issue after Gaza. The Ethiopian dam is a threat to peace and stability in the region, and maybe Tagreed one can recall the idea that we discussed many times about the Eastern Nile corridor, and I add to that that if we want to have a stable region, we have to think about energy connectivity, roadways and railways. We can start by the western fringe of the Red Sea, between all the ports at the Red Sea, and link the Nile basin or the water security to the maritime security of the Red Sea.
Thank you.
Transforming the region to a stabilized cooperative framework between the parties.
Definitely, Ambassador, thank you so much. Well noted, Your Excellency, Ambassador Dr. Mohamed Hegazy, summing up the main highlights of the day from Davos 2026, this important forum where His Excellency President el-Sisi underscored Egypt's strategic engagement with global leadership platforms, expressing also appreciation for the forum's role in fostering international cooperation. Short break and we'll be back.